Okay, well, I haven't posted a video in forever, and this is gonna be my first video, and it's October. So, because it's October, October is known for many things, but it's also known for like anti-bull. Well, this is gonna be so funny, and it's gonna also be kind of hard to talk about because, you know, it really affected my life. October is anti-bullying month. And I wanted to come out here to tell you guys my my bullying story. This has to be one take. I want it to be one take because I want it to be as real as possible, and because it's one take, I want to make it as fast and simple as possible. So I'm gonna start off by saying that if you or anyone you know is suffering with bullying or bullying, I can't, that's the word I'm gonna struggle so much to say during this whole video, so please bear with me, and excuse if I ever mispronounce anything, or like, yeah, anyways, if you or anyone you know is suffering from depression, anxiety, or you know, are getting bullied at any point in their lives right now, in any shape or form, please don't be afraid to talk to someone that you really trust. Don't be afraid to, you know, go to someone and express your feelings, because you are not alone. And I'm gonna tell you my story, and I'm gonna share it with you guys because I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I am ready to talk about things like this. So to start it off, because I want to make this as fast as possible without, you know, feeling like I'm talking too much or whatever, I got bullied I was in 6th grade, and I'm not gonna put like the real names or anything, but to make the story simple and, you know, to make it flow easier, I'm gonna use fake names. These are not the names of these people, and I don't want you to try to find these people and spread hate to these people, because honestly, it's because of my experience, where what I experienced in 6th grade and how I am now. So that probably explains a lot. So it took place in 6th grade. I was, however old, an average preteen, I guess you can say, is in 6th grade. The school that I went to was brand new at the time. They had just built it. So everyone who was there was new. Everyone that all the teachers that would work there was the first year they were teaching at that school. Some of them was their first year teaching at all. So the school was very new. Of course, I had to make new friends because we went from elementary to middle school, and the way my school works is that some elementaries didn't have 5th grade. It was a separate school for that, and I already had friends, and I am blessed, and thank you. A lot of people who get bullied don't have friends at all. They have 0 to none, like they have 1 to 0 friends, and I was lucky enough to have at least 4 that I remember. But so I go into school. It's the first day, and like the first couple weeks, and I believe, if I'm not wrong, maybe I'm thinking of the other school, but I really don't remember. but I think that school was just barely being finished, being built or something around there. But I don't want to go into details. But I remember going into class and feeling actually like, okay, so I'm going to start off by introducing my bully. My bully was a boy. And we're going to name him Johnny. So I met Johnny in math class. Me and Johnny had the same math class, and then the way that the teacher had it in her classroom, that she put us into groups of 4, like the desks were in groups of 4, and Johnny and I happened to be in the same group. So in math class, I enter, I see my name, I find my desks, and Johnny comes in, and I think like, oh my god, Johnny is kind of cute. And Johnny was that kind of kid that people knew. I don't know how they knew him. They probably had him for like elementary or whatever, but like he was that kind of kid that everyone knew. Everyone wanted to be friends with him and stuff like that. Like, and I, was able to sit with, not next to him, like I was literally like a group of 4 or 5, and like he wasn't like next to me because I was sitting here, but he was sitting like right here. And so me and Johnny talked. Me and Johnny actually started to get like some type of friendship in a way, I guess. It's just basically how I remember it. And for the first time, I felt wanted. And like for a very, very long time, I didn't really know like what it was or what it was like to like a boy, or like, have feelings for a boy. And because Johnny was so nice to me, Johnny was like the first encounter that I had for making friends, I was shocked and, blown that a boy like Johnny would talk to me, because, I wasn't really popular. And we got along, and my feelings for Johnny started to develop. And I sucked at keeping my feelings to myself. If I liked someone, you would know. Like, I made it obvious that I liked Johnny. And I don't think that the bullying didn't happen until, he brought it up. I mean, I think 13 at the time. I mean, however old you were in 6th grade. And apparently Johnny was dating an older woman. Johnny was apparently dating this 15-year-old, which I found really hard to believe because I was just like, how is a 15-year-old gonna be into a 13-year-old or whatever? And I found it really, really hard to believe. But apparently he was. Don't know if he is. If he was, then cool. But point is, he had a relationship with someone. I liked it. I liked him. Not liked it. I liked him. And basically Johnny was not okay with it. Johnny was very like remember how I said Johnny was one of those kids where everyone wanted to be his friend. He was friends with everybody. The teachers liked him. Like, he was the it boy. Like, he was Johnny. Everyone knew Johnny. And he had the power to have people, like, it wasn't just him. It was him and his friends. Like, I literally felt like I had nobody. But I was fortunate enough to have at least 4 friends who they were my group. They were my friends, but you know, I remember 6th grade being hell for me, because 6th grade was the year where I, for some reason, puberty was hitting me hard, but not in a good way. It wasn't a glow up. It was a girl, you got pimples in your face, you need to work something out. Like, I was breaking out, my face was red, I had pimples everywhere, and I was feeling insecure about it. But Johnny and his friends made it even more made me feel even more insecure. I remember, and I specifically remember this day. It was science class. Johnny and his friends were there, and one of his friends, she was a female. I was bored. I was bored in science class. I was sitting in the back, and I specifically remember just staring at the ceiling. I was like looking up, staring at the ceiling, and like I heard from one end of my like ear that Johnny's friend, the female, she was saying, "Oh my gosh, how is that ceiling not lifting, or how is the ceiling not broken? Like, look at the size of Anna's pimple. It's the size of a mountain. It should be like, the ceiling should be broken." Like, it traumatized me, and I like looked, I heard it, I looked down, and like more and more jokes were being made, and I specifically remember, because everyone knew that I liked Johnny, and the main bullying that would happen would be Johnny saying, you know, everyone telling me that I'm ugly, that no guy would ever date me, that they pointed out my pimples, they pointed out like everything that was wrong with me. They pointed it out, and no one wanted to be friends. People acted like I had some type of odor, like some people like thought they were gonna catch some disease with me. Like, it literally was really horrible, and I was like going to school every day to school, feeling more and more depressed, feeling more and more like not part of, like I didn't belong there. And let me tell you something. That school was so new, so new, that I don't know if they had it figured out how they were gonna take care of like situations like that, because I had no idea what to do. It got to the point where I felt like I didn't even have friends, even though I can name all 4 of my friends that I did have during that time. And just feeling so ugly. I would go home crying to my mom, asking her, like I remember even going up to her and asking, "Mom, why am I so ugly?" Because that's just how I felt. I felt so miserable. Like, I wish I can like go back and tell myself, "Anna, you're not ugly, you are beautiful," and that these are just kids being like dumb, but they really hurt and they really affect, you know, a person. I will never forget. And this was all because I liked the guy. Like literally, it was all because I liked him. And I never felt so ugly in my life. And till this day, I can still remember the words that were being said, you know. And it's not like they would come to me and beat me up. But I remember specifically a time where I was lined up by the lockers waiting to go into the homeroom, and these two girls who I'd never met, who weren't even in our rotation, whatever, come up to me and be like, hey, you're the girl who likes Johnny, right? And I was like, yeah. And I remember the girl telling me, you stay away from Johnny. Johnny will never go out with a girl like you. And when that happened, that was it. That was it for me. I was just like, I keep being attacked. I felt so ugly. I felt so horrible. And I just, till this day, I can still remember them. I can still remember the words that are being said. And it still affects me to this day. Like, sometimes I have my confidence and I feel beautiful and wonderful. And then sometimes I want to go in a hole and cry my butt off because I feel like, oh, why am I so fat? Why am I so ugly? Like, not feeling pretty. And that to this day makes me feel like, damn, I cannot do anything about the way I look, because that I think was what hurt me the most. Well, because they were mainly pointing out things that I already knew I was going through. Like, I already knew I had pimples and I had really bad acne, like horrible acne. And I knew that, but I would walk into school every day and that's the first thing they would point out, the first thing they would laugh at me about. And telling me that I'm ugly. I can't tell you how many times I was told ugly and that no amount of guy would ever like me. And I tried telling the teachers, nothing happened. In fact, that honestly, I felt like things went worse. And but I am so lucky and proud that I was able to get past this, and that I became stronger by it. Because although I felt alone and I never felt more ugly in my life, having my friends that were there for me and having a family that cared about me is honestly so I'm like so grateful for that. There are people out there that don't, and I feel for them, and I just want them to know that to any girl or guy out there who's watching this who feels like they're ugly, that no person's ever gonna love them. That's not true. We were in 6th grade. But anyways, that's not true. You're beautiful, you're handsome, you're everything that they are not, and you are not alone. And I hope that this video, my story, helps someone out there, and you can do it. You can get through this, because you are so much better than what they say you are. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.